Fantastic. Welcome back. And now we come to the last hour of our event today. And it's probably the most interesting, to be honest, because we have some really interesting stuff. And we want to start off now with our European Leaders panel. And I'm very glad, Bernd, that you joined us for the first time. Bernd Hofstetter, CEO of StoreEver and now part of M-Cube Group. And Alberto, we just saw you in an interview with Stefan. Also great to have you here on board. And last but not least, Laila from ZetaDisplay. You're representing Zeta today, and you're here in the studio, which is great because it's a hybrid event, and we have people online as offline. So thank you all for joining. Bernd, I want to start with you. You are the new kid in town, at least in regards to being top 3, obviously. And we had a really interesting call a few weeks ago to talk about the history and everything, and many things I didn't know about StoreEver. So, but what is M-Cube? Because we talked about in our presentation this a few hours ago. That you're now the top 3 player in Europe. So, what has happened with M-Cube, and what's the role of StoreEver in the M-Cube group?
Okay. So, hello everybody. Bernd Hofstetter, I'm the Chief Sales Officer for M-Cube Group and the CEO of StoreEver. I'm happy to be here. Perhaps I'm the first time here, but I'm already 20 years in the business. So in this industry, which is moving very fast. How M-Cube today, what is M-Cube today? You're saying we are number 3. When I look to the figures, perhaps we are number 2. I don't know really how to count. Number of installations, revenues, clients, whatever. But, of course, due to the merger with StoreEver and M-Cube, we are now a real European company. We work for 500 clients in over 100 countries. So I think that we are really counting now in the big game of consolidation of this industry. And how does it come with StoreEver? Because StoreEver is a company of 15 years. We started in Belgium, and we have developed in Europe with own sales teams all over Europe and even in China, a presence till last year. And last year we said to ourselves, what is the next step? Consolidation is going on. What do we do? And that's the reason why we discussed with M-Cube to join forces. And we do now a very good combination because we are very complementary in terms of presence, in geographic presence in Europe. We cover all the 5 main countries, Germany, Italy, France, Spain, and the UK with own and operated sales teams. This is, of course, a new challenge now to bring both companies together. And we work a lot on best practices at this time in sales, marketing, and services, of course.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ben. Very interesting. Laila, you already a step further. You're already, integrating the different entities. Yes. And how difficult is it to create a one Zeta, one company culture across so many countries and so many regions?
Well, we've got so many lovely people working for us, so it's very easy.
Oh, okay.
But as you know, I don't know whether you know, we've acquired about 7 companies in the last couple of years, and now we're merging them all into one. And I think it was the 1st of July, we rebranded Gaudi into ZetaDisplay. And it's gone really fast, so our consolidation has been a success so far. Yeah,
good,
fantastic. Very good. Yeah, we're streamlining the organization internally so we can scale. With focus on internal efficiency so we can scale internationally. And as you know, we've done more than 60,000 installations and we're more than 50 countries, so we've got an international footprint.
Good,
we're very proud of it.
Fantastic. Alberto, it's different with you. In the past, you had these big acquisitions in France and UK. The last 12 months, you acquired a content company, Nexum, based in Bilbao, I think, if I remember right. It's a Spanish company, but I think your strategy was more to look at the value chain, so more extending your value chain than getting new countries. But that we also need to mark that you open an office in Germany, so there's organic and buy or build. So what is your expansion plans? I mean, is it the value chain and geographically? So what are you looking for?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for the introduction. I think it is both, no? With Nexum Trison, that now is integrated, fully integrated, I think absolutely we have extended the value chain. No? It is in fact I would say one of the top 10 digital art companies in the world. They have received 13 international prizes just in the last 2 years. No? And they help all the group, not only the legacy Trison, as I say that. They help us in the concept and design, digital architecture, interactive experience, content, digital art, content creation, and also lighting. No? So it is really a very interesting acquisition for us. No? And they are also used to work globally, as it is the case of Trison Group, since they already have projects ongoing in Asia, in Europe, in LATAM, and also in Middle East. No? Regarding Germany, you are also right. We have opened our first office in Germany, an office in Stuttgart. We think it's a very, very interesting market, the DACH region. We count on a couple of very good customers directly in Germany, and I think we have to serve our customers locally also.
Interesting. And the question to all of you all have global companies. You have a big furniture store, we're not allowed to mention it. You're working for a fashion company, we're not allowed to mention. Bernd, you also have lots of fashion customers. So you're doing business around the world. How different is the reaction to COVID, and how has business come back in Asia versus in Europe and maybe North America? Bernd, I know you merged some of your operations now in China, so to be more reckless, but how is your China business currently? Because we have to talk about COVID. It's unfortunately the topic of the year.
Sure. It's very simple. We have two operations, one in China and one in Hong Kong. We are about to merge both to work together, etc. But in terms of the business is kicking off really. We see that in China and globally in Asia, of course, the COVID was earlier than in Europe. And in May already, the business restarted full speed over there. So today we are very confident that the ball is again rolling in this geographic area for 2020. So I'm very confident in that.
Okay, and do you also have consider business in North America, or your main focus is Europe as well as Asia? Or how? I imagine North America it's quite difficult for the time being.
Sure. As we have global customers, we work with them in over 50 countries. We see in America at this moment, of course, a real problem of slowing down of business. So in America, it's another bull game than in Asia today. Yeah. Perhaps in 3 months, it will be different. I hope so.
Yeah, hopefully. We all pray. Lala, yes. How about your main customers? I know you're doing business around the world. Do you see an uptick already in Asia versus Europe, or within Europe different speeds? Or?
Yeah, in Europe it's different speeds depending on the area. The Nordics were faster than the UK and the south of Europe. So we adapted quite early, and then we had a strategy plan for our retailers and our customers. And we navigated the pandemic quite well and helped our customers with new solutions so they could adapt to the new normal quite fast. And then that was adapted into the Nordics, and then it slowly transitions out to the rest of Europe.
And I think it's a recurring revenue which helped you a lot, because you're the only public company of the three guys, so it's simple to see the data, and we have seen how you performed in the first year and first half year. So and your data was quite. I mean, you had obviously minus, but the recurring revenue really saved your first 6 months, right?
We had a resilient SaaS revenue model. And that was quite impressive. But you also have to mention that the first quarter we started with a cost controlling program, which was fast, and it was a quick turnaround, and that helped us in the beginning. But the SaaS is one of our good models that we have for sure. Yeah. But also you have to take into consideration that we have a stable customer base, so that the projects that we've had is not. We don't see it as anything is lost. We see it as it's just been postponed or delayed, and that in the next couple of quarters we would take that back.
Okay.
So we see very positive on this.
Yeah. Alberto, is it similar to you? I mean, with your main customers, do you see that projects are postponed but not so much cancelled?
Yes, it is like this. I mean, our main customers, they are global companies, so we are not that affected for certain market conditions. No, we are affected globally as they are, but as you said, I think they are probably shifting their needs, and in some cases some projects they have been postponed, but in some others they have been anticipated. we have to take into account that in many cases, if CapEx was approved and there wasn't a roll forward of the CapEx, they prefer to spend it the soonest. So there is a variety of different circumstances within our customers. But to be honest, and I agree with your colleagues, I think that at least for us, and I think for the market, hopefully for all of us, our perspectives, they are intact for 2021. And this is the most important thing.
Okay.
May I add one thing, Florian?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, it's because the projects which, when the COVID started, we said, oh, everything will now stop, but it was not the case. The projects which were initiated before, they went through and they were signed then, of course, in May or June or July. So there were no real stop. For the second semester, of course, is perhaps another story of the new projects.
Bernd, did you have challenges rolling out, deploying it, because you couldn't,
Yes.
transfer your stuff from country to country? At least that's what I heard from you
Yes.
and from most others.
Yeah. Right now we have a very concrete subject in America where somebody has to go there, but to install. So it's a problem to go into these areas. So in operations, of course, it's not simple, huh? It's clear.
Yeah. And wasn't it, I mean, we were so used to having this open Europe, you could just travel around, the whole continent, and now we were back to our own country. It was quite difficult for us to accept that. I have a question, because the three of you, you're all pure play digital signage and in-store music, in-store experts. But we see, integrators from other areas of the business coming into the digital signage market, IT-integrators, for example. And some of them are quite successful, to be honest, especially in the corporate communication market. So is it for you more difficult, easier to get awareness, to get leads and projects and everything, or do you see IT integrators?
No, because we differentiate ourselves from that, as we are a consulting company advising in the beginning. So we're in the sales cycle very fast and very quick. And with the IT companies, they're at the last stage of what you can say. So when we add the extra value that we have, then we are a better choice.
Okay.
That's how we see it, at least.
Okay. Bernd, Alberto?
Yeah, it's the same. We are at the upfront, at the beginning of the projects. We advise where and how to place screens in stores for new generations of stores, etc. So I don't fear the IT companies. Where there could be a threat for us, for the experts, all of three of us, could be retail agencies, because they are as well at the beginning. Like, for example, there's one company, the Umdash, who bought Scene Media, for example, 1 year ago, I think. So they integrate the expertise of digital signage into their portfolio. This could be a threat, but not the IT companies, I think.
Okay. Alberto, you have seen some competition from IT or the distribution side, especially in Spain. How has it developed in the past 1 or 2 years? Is that a threat to you, or could you manage to deal with that?
Obviously, we face competition at every deal we get, no? We tend to focus more on global deals, no? So global companies. And it's true that the size is important in some cases. So we have faced the competition of IT companies and also retail agencies, as Bernd said, in really big tenders, and we have succeeded. Because finally, I think our customers, they know who's the true specialist, and they want to be in the hands of the ones that they know that we are going to solve any problem.
Okay, great.
For that.
Fantastic. It's so interesting, and we have our yearbook. You can download in a few minutes on the website, and you can see lots of information about the market and everything, and also our keynotes, obviously. And I mean, we should continue this discussion pretty soon. We're running a little bit out of time, but I would ask everyone please to stay online, because we have a very interesting panel discussion following. We taped this yesterday, and we invited all the big players in the LED business, and we're talking about CUB and the role of micro LED. So really fascinating. So please stay here and for the next panel discussion. It's really interesting. And then we come to the yearbook and all the great results and everything. So please say thank to all of you. Have a great evening, and see you soon, hopefully in real life then again. Thank you.
Yes.